what do you mean there might not be a wedding after all?
Vaughn, you were such a lovely boy. Well, now, I don't want to alarm you, but I think it's only fair that you should know my first concern is my daughter's happiness.
And that's my concern also.
Good. When I hear it from her own lips that she loves you and wants to spend the rest of her life with you, I'll be satisfied. Now, if you'll excuse me, my rapid departure from Rose Hill is catching up with me. I think I'd like to take a little rest before Courtney arrives.
Ah, Mr. Sumner, you had a chance to visit with Mrs. Carpenter.
She's upstairs resting.
Oh, I know her being here was a surprise for you. But doesn't she look well? And don't you think Courtney will be happy to see her here?
Mrs. Lucas, isn't there something else you could be doing? Let's see what's going on in here.
Ah, Mr. Carpenter.
Mrs. Lucas, I assume that everything is running smoothly here?
Well, I think it is.
Preston, I need to speak with you.
Oh.
Now.
I, have to excuse myself. I'm still working on the hors d'oeuvres in the
Good.
kitchen.
That's fine.
I asked to talk with Preston.
Well, I see that manners are still your long suit. May I remind you that this is my house?
All right. Now, gentlemen, please, look. This is my daughter's wedding day, so let us put aside sarcasms and arguments for her sake.
Seriously, Preston, this is none of his business.
Charles, huh?
I don't like this one little bit.
I know.
But apparently you need to have a private conversation, so I will at least display my good manners.
Thank you, Charles. Thank you. All right, he's gone. Now what?
It seems we have one more guest than we'd expected. Oh, wait, let me rephrase that. Actually, she's not a guest. She's a member of the bride's family.
Am I supposed to understand that riddle?
There's no riddle, Preston. Your wife is here.
Phyllis here?
She's upstairs.
My God. No, wait, don't get up yet. Darling, I don't know what to say. What are you doing here?
Well, you know why I'm here. Today's Courtney's wedding day. I told you I couldn't miss it as long as I was able to get out.
Yes, but how did you get to Kingsley?
Oh, it was an adventure, I assure you. I left Rose Hill. Well, I should say escaped late last night. Went home. Phoned for plane reservations from there and arrived in Kingsley early this morning.
You didn't have any trouble? I mean, you weren't confused?
Oh, yes, a little. But not in the way you're thinking, Preston. I phoned Charles's office and got Mim's business address, and then I went there, and she brought me here.
It's just that simple, isn't it? But you took a chance. You know that? If anything had happened to you...
Oh, but nothing did happen. I am fine, see?
Yes, but you still took quite a big chance.
A bigger chance than Courtney is taking today? Preston?
Look, there are risks involved in every relationship. Now, certainly there's a risk involved in getting married.
That's not what I meant, Preston. Ever since our talk last night, I've been worried that Courtney is getting married for the wrong reason.
Now, sweetheart, I told you that Courtney wants to marry Vaughn and have his children. What more could we ask?
But why is she suddenly abandoning her college plans and rushing into this marriage?
Oh, she's not rushing into anything. Now, look, darling, I know it must seem that way to you because of, well, your illness. Look, Courtney has known Vaughn for a long time, remember?
Oh, yes, but they weren't planning to be married then.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. This all has happened within the last year or so, while you were...
At Rose Hill.
Yes.
Well, perhaps you're right. But I still want to hear it from Courtney's lips that she loves Vaughn and wants to be his wife.
You don't believe what I've just told you?
Oh, Preston, you were always such a terrible liar. Well, it's not so much what you said. It's the expression on your face. We've been married far too long for you to hide your feelings from me.
Well, maybe what you see on my face is the regret that soon our little girl won't belong to us anymore.
Or perhaps I recognize the pain behind the expression because of your business losses, and I know how expensive it has been for you to keep me at Rose Hill. Now, I'm fine now. Look, I'm well enough to come home. I won't even have to go back to Rose Hill. So if this marriage is being arranged because of financial reasons, there's no reason to go on with it now. Preston, what is it?
Phyllis, darling, I don't know how to say it.
Well, just say it.
Yes. According to your doctors, the way you are now... According to your doctors, there will be times when you will seem perfectly fine, like now. But it isn't gonna last. I dearly wish I could tell you otherwise. But the fact is, your recovery, the way you are right now, it's only temporary.
Are you telling me that you approved of Courtney's marriage to Vaughn Sumner because you know I'll always need care?
Yes, that is part of it. But I would not let Courtney marry Vaughn if I didn't believe that they both belonged together.
Well, I've got to be convinced of it.
You want to talk to Courtney?
Yes.
Fine. I think you should talk with her just as soon as she gets back. And Phyllis, don't do anything that we will live to regret.
The only thing I want to do, dear, is to find out what's in our daughter's heart. I'll agree to whatever she decides, as long as it's what she wants.
Fine.
Oh, hey, how you doing?
Fine.
Just wait till the next time. Cost you twice as much. Hiya.
What do you have?
What does Russ Weaver usually have?
Russ? Why?
Well, don't give me a hard time. Just answer my question.
Look, how do I know? He drinks beer, he drinks scotch, he drinks gin and tonic, martinis.
Oh, now that's the one in the cute little glass with the long stem and the thing with the toothpick in it, right?
Yeah.
I'll have one of those.
Olives, onions.
With an olive and an onion.
It's not that I don't trust you, Paula, but can you pay for this?
Well, sure I can.
Well, do you mind if I see some of that green stuff?
I said I could pay for it.
Okay. One martini coming up. With vegetables.
So, Ernie, what else do you know about Russ Weaver, besides what he drinks?
You sure have a lot of questions about that guy, huh?
I'm just asking. So,
What do you want to know?
what does he do at that clinic?
Well, as far as I know, he just helps out. I mean, he's not a doctor or anything like that, see?
Well, about the women he dates.
There's a subject. I could write a book on that.
Oh, so he sees a lot of them, huh?
Well, let's say he has more than his share. There you go.
And what are they like?
Russ doesn't stick to one type.
No?
The girls he brings in here, well, let's see. There was Blair, there's Amber, then there was Marianne Prescott.
Well, who's he seeing now?
Nobody I know of.
Well, I heard he was seeing that girl who said she shot her mother.
You mean Stacy Phillips? No. She and Russ are just friends. He told me so himself.
So he's not seeing anybody. You say he never sticks to the same type?
As far as I know.
Now listen, don't you give up yet. But what you must do is be sure to see Courtney when she gets back before she talks to her mother.
And say what?
Well, tell her that she seems to be fine for the moment, but remind her it's happened before. And also stress the fact that she'll need even more medical care after her next relapse.
You might have something there.
Mrs. Lucas!
Yes, Courtney, I'll be right there.
Vaughn, Uncle Charles, I didn't see you standing there.
Oh, your dress arrived. I put it up in your room.
Thank you.
I'll take this upstairs.
Okay, and this...
Did you tell her?
Tell me what?
Actually, we were going to make it a surprise, Mrs. Lucas.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'll take these upstairs.
Well, I'll be in the den.
So what's the big surprise? Everything's all right, isn't it?
Oh, yes. As a matter of fact, I think you'll be very pleased at the news.
Well, come on, don't keep it to yourself.
Your mother is here, Courtney.
My mother.
Yes.
Is she okay?
Oh, yes. Better than usual, actually. I'd say she looks like her old self again.
Did Father bring her?
No. I understand she made the trip herself.
How is that possible? I've got to go see her.
Courtney, before you go upstairs, I think we should talk.
Not now, Vaughn.
Yes, Courtney, now.
What is it that it couldn't wait?
Well, before you talk to your mother, I just want to remind you that she's gone through this thing before, these periods of presumed recovery. It's not a permanent thing, Courtney.
What makes you think I would have forgotten that?
Well, I just don't want her to say anything to mix you up. I mean, really, this thing has happened before and it's going to happen again. It's no miracle recovery, Courtney.
Courtney.
Father, Vaughn was
Yes.
telling me...
Your mother's upstairs, honey. She wants to talk to you. But don't let her get too tired, huh?
No, John. No, there's nothing here. No. Charles hasn't been complaining. But I think that's because his niece was getting married today. I hope. All right. Bye-bye. Well, baby brother. What are you doing here? Shut up. Don't touch that phone. I can't believe you're here, Lance. It's broad daylight. That's why I came here in broad daylight. Nobody else will believe it either. Just stay where you are unless you want to get hurt. What do you want? What do you think? Get away from the desk. So you came here to pick up a Bible case? Don't be cute. I got $1 million treasure on my hands that I can't sell, but you can't. Me? That's right, I want you to help me sell the Bible. You're gonna set up a meeting between me and the princess.
Oh, I am so glad that you're here.
I'm glad, too. But my presence seems to have shocked almost everybody.
Well, you can hardly blame us,
I know. But I'm fine now. And that's precisely why I'm here.
For my wedding.
Yes. If that's what you really want.
Well, now, why would you ask that?
Because I'm afraid your marriage to Vaughn is motivated by things other than love.
He loves me, Mother.
Oh, yes. So I've heard from him and from your father. But what about you? Do you love him?
You know, we've got a lot going for us. We have the same background, and we have very similar interests and goals.
I'm glad to hear it. But do you love him?
I'm making the right decision, Mother.
And I suppose that decision concerns my illness. You feel you have to marry into the Sumner family so that you can afford to keep me at Rose Hill.
Not only that. I've had to grow up very quickly these past few months. I've been faced with some very difficult decisions, and I have made them.
Including your decision about your marriage.
Yes,
What about Peter Davidson?
Peter.
When you visited me, you said you were quite in love with him.
If the circumstances were different, But they're not. See, everything's going to be just fine for me and Vaughn. Did you know that we're planning on starting a family right away? Everything will work out.
Courtney, you still haven't answered my question. Do you love Vaughn Sumner?
Dr. Garrett, I am not asking for maximum security. Only protection of the patients from themselves.
Well, can't you see that Preston's on the phone? We'd like a little privacy here.
Mr. Sumner, I'm directing Pierre on the decorations of this room for the ceremony. I'm sure you want everything to be perfect.
Yes, but can't you do this later?
Yes. All right. Thank you.
Boy, am I glad my parents aren't here to see all this.
They should have been here, Vaughn.
Really, I'm glad I convinced them not to, actually. I mean, we'll have a proper reception when we return to Lake Forest. And what did Garrett have to say about Phyllis?
Well, what could he say? He let me vent my anger, and then he apologized, but that's not going to do us any good.
Ah, Uncle Preston and Vaughn.
Oh, hi, honey. Why, you look wonderful.
Thank you. Is there anything wrong here?
Oh, no. We've just got a lot on our mind.
You look beautiful, Miriam.
Thank you, Mrs. Lucas.
Let me take your coat.
Fine, certainly.
And if you want me, I shall be in the kitchen.
Okay.
Ah, Mem.
Oh, Daddy, hi.
Don't you look scrumptious?
Thank you.
Why aren't you two dressed?
Well, actually, we're waiting to find out if it's necessary.
What?
What does that mean?
No. Don't pay any attention to him. He has a lot of premarital anxiety, that's all.
And where's Aunt Phyllis?
She's upstairs.
If you'll excuse me, I have to talk with Preston.
Yes,
Certainly.
please.
How did you know Phyllis was here?
Well, she came by the modeling office this morning, so I drove her over here myself.
Well, did she say anything at all about the wedding?
Oh, she asked a few questions about Vaughn, that's all.
And what did you say?
I didn't say much, really. I suggested she talk to Courtney herself.
Oh, well, I certainly hope you didn't say anything at all about Peter Davidson. Here, let's go. There you are. Hello.
I'm going up there, Preston.
No, not now. It won't do any good.
What do you want me to do? Who knows what Phyllis is up there babbling about?
You know what all of this does prove?
What?
How much love Phyllis has for Courtney.
Come on. What's that supposed to mean? That if Courtney decides to cancel, you'll go along with it?
No, not at all. But all our arguing and all our protestations will not make Courtney change her mind. Only love will do that.
Really? Maybe some hard facts will help along also, huh?
We already know the facts, Sergeant Friday.
Well, then perhaps you should remind Phyllis. Or else she'll end up in that snake pit instead of Rose Hill, and you bankrupt without a dime in your pocket. Maybe that'll bring her back to her senses, huh?
Lance, I don't have any connections with the princess. I don't even know if she's still in the country, but you can find out. And you will find out, won't you, Mama's boy? Oh, please. Oh, please. You haven't changed a bit. You sound like the same sissy you were as a kid. You remember when I used to beat up on you? Well, I'm a lot stronger now, so you're gonna do exactly what I say. Right? Right? Right. Good. Now, you're gonna find the princess. When I talk to you the next time, I want to hear that she's waiting for me. Got that? No police.
But you really haven't told me. Do you love Vaughn?
I don't think it's so important that I tell you. You're well now. But you may need treatment later on. And besides, there's fathers wanting to maintain the family business. I can't ignore that.
Look, honey, if I need more treatment, I don't have to go back to Rose Hill.
Oh, Mom, would you want to go, well, someplace?
Oh, honey. I'm the villain in this, aren't I?
No.
If it weren't for my wretched disease, you wouldn't even think of marrying Vaughn Sumner.
You are no villain. And I'm no heroine either. Just doing what I think is best.
Courtney, I can't let you do this. I've lived more than half of my life, and I've known love and success. But you... I won't let them sacrifice you for my sake. No, Courtney. You mustn't let Preston or anyone else pressure you into this.
Mom, are you okay?
Go get your father. I want to talk to him. I want to tell him he can't build your life the way he built the business. I must tell him that.
Try to be calm now, Mom.
Oh, Courtney. Where there's love, there's life. But if there's no love between you and Vaughn, there's no life in it.
So long.
I don't know. Just be calm.
I'm certain. Aren't you two gentlemen going to get ready for this ceremony?
Yes, Charles. As a matter of fact, we were just on our way up.
Good.
Thank.
Vaughn, I need to talk to you. Alone.